Health IQ Podcast.
Find your flow. Why martial arts is the ultimate life hack with Jose Lalo Almeida.
We have a special treat today. Jose Lalo Almeida will be sharing about the health benefits of martial arts. You are listening to Health IQ, and I am your host, Brenda Bishop. Jose is the owner of Atzmus. Always have trouble saying it. Atzmus Martial Arts Studio here in Tucumcari. And thank you for joining us. I'm excited to hear more about martial arts and its health benefits. So why don't we just start there with some benefits to why people should be taking up martial arts?
Well, people should take martial arts in general for conditioning, focusing, cardio, you name it. It has lots of benefits, balance, and strength. Most of all, a lot of people don't think about losing weight when they see martial arts. Some of them, they try to lose weight before starting doing martial arts, and it's the other way around. You're going to start doing something, and then you will lose weight on there. Benefits as well as with memory, stress relief. Once you start punching bags or kicking some other participants, it helps control and cope with stress.
Yes, I can see that. Because you have like these little punching things, mannequin type things, and you have the big bags for doing the side kicks and all that I've seen people do when I've been down there. So when we think about exercise, we think about the three kinds. The cardio, you mentioned cardio. And I would not have thought about it being cardio because it's sort of slow moving. But then there's strength building, and I could see that because that's very important exercise. But it's also flexibility, isn't that's the other area?
It is included, yes.
Exercise.
When you say slow movements, we're talking about like katas, or we call them patterns. And it's a set pattern or how you do certain moves, punches, kicks, blocks. And it intensifies and it's a little bit harder as the kids progress on their belt ranking. The more we do it, we have to practice at least 3 times each of the patterns. It's over 24 patterns. And that actually, it's a lot of cardio, even with slow movements.
So each session, you would practice all 24 patterns 3 times?
No, it's not enough time.
No, that's why I was like, that sounds like a lot to me.
For beginners, we have 2 patterns where they have to practice throughout 1 hour, and then we correct postures and stances, positioning of the hands, position of the head, everything, make it as body mechanics, how it works, how your body moves, and sometimes we have to adjust. There's people who cannot perform certain moves. We adjust those patterns for them. So on an hour class, a pattern will take half the class just to correct some, and then we'll come the next day and redo it again.
Okay, so a couple of things popped into my mind as we were talking. It's for all ages.
It's all ages.
And so even seniors, there's a type, because you said it's based on their level. So even like an older person who's never done that could really benefit.
Yes.
Some of the slow motion movements and things.
We have kids from 3 years old until my oldest student, who always happened to be black belt pretty soon. And he is 73 years old.
Wow.
And of course, there's some kicks that he cannot perform because knee problems, ankle problems, but we adjust the patterns for him, which will make it easier for him. It's not like we are modifying the standards for each, but helping them thrive.
So we've got all these the types of exercise, the cardio, the flexibility, and weight strength training that happens. So that's definitely benefits. You said a lot of people lose weight. And of course, their strength training, they gain muscles, which helps them with all kinds of other things. But the other thing you mentioned is balance. And so many of us really struggle with balance issues. So that's a really cool benefit.
Well, when you say a lot of us, you could start from kids and up. There's lack of coordination, lack of balance. And because nowadays we spend a lot more time either on our phones or kids on the video games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we exercise as we throw a punch with the right hand, we throw a punch with the left hand, and we help connect both sides of the brain to create balance as well, creating that strength on both sides.
Oh, didn't think about that. And so many of us are very one-sided as far as how we move. I'm very right-handed. My daughter was telling me she's trying to practice stuff with her other hand. So just so she can learn to do more with her other hand. So that's a good skill too, to be able to do things with both hands. And then there are some other benefits that maybe are physical benefits, but the more mental health benefits of martial arts. You want to talk a little bit about those?
Well, self-control
Mm-hmm.
and helps a lot with kids who have ADHD. Also memorize and helping. We were talking, what you said, neuropathic?
Pathways. Neural pathways.
Thank you.
They built our neural pathways in our brains, yes.
And like I said, stress relief, and we control our breath, which helps with our oxygenation on our brains.
So I've been doing some reading about deep breathing
Mm-hmm.
and how the importance of that for our overall health and cleansing our bodies and making sure that we do have enough oxygen in our system. And so that's helping with that as well. All the benefits, and it's, I think, serotonin that's released from those kinds of activities that then help us feel better about ourselves. So we have that. And for kids especially, that learning to memorize, of course, I think for me, memory is always a problem, especially when it came to spelling when I was in school. So I can see how that could be helpful, but also the discipline. But I think earlier you were talking about self-esteem.
Self-esteem, when we go to break boards, just to see their faces that they could achieve things that they never thought it was possible. And we don't let the kids give up that easy. We are at Atzmus Martial Arts, we're always here to do hard things. And just pushing the kids beyond their limits. And as an instructor, that's my job with my students. I try to push you as far as you can make it. There will be limits, but then we set the bar and we move forward from there.
Right. So that's good, because having small successes and building on those successes does build self-esteem and self-actualization and all those things our kids need to know.
Also, when you rank up, we have to do a test every 5-6 months, and they have to be in front of a board, and they have to perform everything that they have learned throughout those months, and then achieve a new rank on a new belt. The darker the color in the belt, the higher on the rank they are.
Oh, okay. So how many levels of belts are there, or ranks?
In Taekwondo, there's 10. 10, all the way to, they're called grades. 10 grade, that's the lowest, all the way to first grade. And then when they achieve black belt, it's first degree. And it goes all the way to 9th.
So that's a lot of levels. So they have a lot of choices to grow, or chances to grow.
Yes.
So you offer Taekwondo. What is Taekwondo? Can you give a description of what that is compared to like other types of martial arts?
Well, Taekwondo, it's from Korea, and it was founded in 1955. It's a young martial art, and the difference between most of them is focused kicks. Like karate is based a lot of punches, and Taekwondo counters with kicks. We also offer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which we have Mike Castillo as our coach on Jiu-Jitsu, and yoga classes.
So, and what is Jiu-Jitsu kicking also, or is it?
Oh, Jiu-Jitsu is grappling. It's more like wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Different, using your own uniform against you, choking people safely.
And then yoga is more the stretching and the balance and the deep breathing.
Yes, we have 2 yoga instructors, Adina Evans and Julia Lopez.
Cool. So many opportunities. And are there special classes for kids? Are the kids and adults together?
We separate the classes. We mainly have kids do different activities adults in different class. But there's times where I have really good kids that can learn faster. I move them to the adult class.
Okay.
So they can advance on their learning.
And so pretty much all the kids are together. You don't have like a 6-year-old class, a 7-year-old class.
Correct. So all the kids together.
Because they're learning, they're based on whatever their skill level.
Right. Sometimes we ended up having a lot of gap in age groups. And of course, we have more black belts at Atzmus Martial Arts where we can divide the class and separate what kind of levels we need to be working on.
So we didn't really talk about some of the kinds of equipment that you have for them to practice with. You want to talk a little bit about the boards or the punching bags?
So I have a bunch of padding, little squares to put on the arms for kicking, some clappers or paddles that look like paddles. You can kick and punch as well. We use other tools that you might not think about, like the frisbees, what you call a ring frisbee. And we use those for positioning. I also do it for exercises as well. Hula hoops, not only for the hips, but also for footworking. And that's where the cardio comes from.
Yeah.
Any kinds of balls, like tennis ball. Sometimes we throw it hard at your face. Just kidding. We don't do that. Okay. Coordination. We hold two and we let the other one drop and you have to catch it, pretending there's a punch. So non-traditional exercise equipment as well as traditional equipment.
I think we've had conversations in the past about jump ropes.
Yes.
Things like that. So there's, lots of things that you have that helps them where they don't always have to kick a person.
Right.
Kicking an object or swinging towards an object or...
Yes. It's always fun to find working with pennies. You would not think like, oh, wait, you can do that. Hold 2 pennies and then you have to throw in and catch at the same time as a coordination exercise. But yeah, not necessarily to kick another person for practice.
So you talked about you have practices and then you have the boards where they do the skills, drills and all that to move up their thing. But you also have competitions, right?
Yes, we get invited to different tournaments. We have been participating in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. A few times we were in Clovis as well. Last year, we went to San Angelo. That was 2 years in a row. And lately invited to the America's Cup in Houston, where 5 countries already signed up for that.
That's cool. So, and competition is also something that builds a lot of resiliency skills in kids over time. They learn, of course, that's real success, but they also learn sometimes that they aren't quite as good as somebody else. And
that is the most important one.
You're right.
Learning how to lose.
Right.
And that helps improve your mental health as well. Understand that not always is the way that I want it. And when you lose, it's a wrong word. It's either I win or I learn.
Right.
And all these martial arts, wherever you go and you practice, you compete, there is always someone not from your group that can tell you what you can improve with.
Right. So that's excellent. That's the point I wanted you to make is that, yes, sometimes we're not the top, but then we always learn and it helps us figure out how to be better. And that's one of those skills we often don't learn these days. So one thing we haven't talked about is your name of your martial arts studio and what that means.
Atzmus, it's a Hebrew word. It means essence of God. And I picked that name because when we go to Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, and yoga, we try to go to the root of the martial art and go to the essence of it. That's where I choose a name.
It's a great name. So as you're thinking about that, there's some principles or
tenets. So every day, every class that we open ceremony, we call opening and closing ceremony. We line up, we rank on order, on hierarchy, and senior student commands the class to face the flag, United States American flag, and we bow return to the position, and we repeat the tenets of Taekwondo: integrity, perseverance, self-control, perseverance, and forgot.
But basically, they're saying I am going to have
I'm gonna
integrity. I'm going to have self-control
yes.
and all the
Right after that, we have the student's oath. I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructors and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice, and I shall build a more peaceful world.
Oh, that's great.
Then we bow to the instructor, whoever is doing the class, and then we kneel down and take deep breaths before we start the class.
Cool. And so that those principles or tenets, sort of because we're repeating them and we're thinking about them, get instilled in us, and hopefully following up on that throughout our day, not just while we're at martial arts.
That's the intent, yes.
So I think we've covered most of the things, but one of them, what we really need to make sure people know is where you're located and how they can sign up and like how often classes are and those kinds of things.
Located at 112 East Main Street, phone number 575-815-4486. And we have kids classes for Taekwondo Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. And the adult class is Monday through Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's about an hour class. And if you have different schedule, we can accommodate and try to find you slots where we can meet.
And if they sign up, do they have to go all 3 days a week, or because if they're doing another activity?
Not necessarily, and we can find ways to compensate for those 3 days as well. If you only need one, only work 1 day with you.
Wonderful. Sounds like a lot of fun for our families, and you could do it as a family.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
So is there anything else that you want to make sure we mentioned that we didn't?
Yes, we always offer 1 week free trial.
Okay.
And we have this saying, martial arts is for everybody to try, but it's not for everybody.
Okay.
The only way to find out is go try it.
Oh, cool. And so we do want to present you a gift, this cell phone holder with our logo for you to use. You can put your cell phone in a safe place while you're teaching class.
Yes, that works.
And we thank you for joining us today. And we want to thank our wonderful production team of Hockaday and Joyce Runyan. And we invite you to come back in 2 weeks for another interesting health topic.
Special thanks to our discussion contributor, Jose Lalo Almeida of Atzmus Martial Arts. Our host was Brenda Bishop, Quay County Health Council Coordinator.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Health IQ. We had a great time putting this together for you.
Absolutely. We couldn't do it without the whole team. A big thank you to our director, Robert F. Hockaday.
And to our producers, the team behind the curtain. That would be Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyan.
They're also the ones who handle all the technical stuff, like the video and audio. Again, that's Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyan.
And for all you camera enthusiasts out there, the camera operator for this episode was Robert F. Hockaday, with Joyce Runyan as our second assistant camera.
And finally, a huge shout out to our amazing editors, Robert F. Hockaday and Joyce Runyan. They're the ones who make us sound good.
And of course, we can't forget the music. Special thanks to David Morris for providing the credit music.
That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to Health IQ.
We'll see you on the next episode. Funding for this podcast is provided by New Mexico Legislative Appropriation from Representative Jack Chatfield. Brought to you by Quay County Health Council. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Quay County Health. If you have content ideas, reach out to us at healthiqpodcast@gmail.com.
This podcast was created solely for educational and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for advice from a healthcare or mental health professional.